Hey guys, it's Erin. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another swatch and review for you guys with the new Orly collection. It's their new collection from the Orly Breathable Line for summer, and it's called Island Hopping. The Orly Breathable Line is different from their regular nail polish line because it's advertised as a one-step manicure, so you shouldn't need a base coat or a top coat. That does kind of go against my usual nail polishing standards, but if you're looking for something a little bit more simple, then maybe this line might be right for you. I tend to not skip base or top coat, but for the sake of this video, I only applied the polishes with no base or top coat so you could see them as is. So the Island Hopping Collection comes in this collection set if you choose to buy all 6 polishes, and they are in various finishes and in various colors. Really bright and fun for the summer weather. Just like Orly's other products, these polishes are vegan and cruelty-free. This whole set of 6 polishes is available online, on Amazon, and on the Orly website for $59.94 for some reason. And each individual shade retails for $9.99. Usually Orly's regular line of nail polish will also come in their gel formula for each collection, but since this is the breathable line, I haven't been able to find it in the gel formulation, so I don't think they also are coming as gel polishes. One of my favorite parts about this collection is the names. They're so funny and punny and creative this time, so I'm really excited to get into each of the polishes so I can tell you the names. So I'm just gonna jump straight in. Okay, so the first polish that I swatched from this collection was just Squidding, and it is a pearlescent light purple, lilac, lavender, however you want to call it. I would say this has a little bit more of a cool tone to the purple, but yeah, it has a very kind of shimmery pearlescent finish, so you do have to be careful with pearlescent polishes like these because they do show brush strokes very easily. This collection does come with Orly's wide brush for application, which I think makes it a little bit easier to avoid getting brush strokes on these nails, but it's still something you have to be careful of and try and do fewer brush strokes if possible. It did still happen to me when I was applying just Squidding. I did get some brush strokes. You can also try floating the brush a little bit more when you're applying it on the nail, so making sure that the bristles don't touch your nail as much and kind of glide over and float the nail polish down your nail. But I still did get a few brush strokes. After 2 coats of this polish, I did have pretty good coverage, but I did decide to do a 3rd coat just to fully hide my nail line, and I was pretty happy with how it looked after 3 coats. Even with the brush strokes, and though this is a little bit more of a tricky formula to work with, I still really like this color. I really love the purple. I think it's really pretty, and again, really kind of unique from what I've been seeing Orly do for the past few collections. Next up in the collection is Can't Jet Enough, which is a fine shimmery glitter polish. I can't tell if the base of this polish is tinted or not. If it is tinted, it's a very light sheer pink, so it's kind of barely noticeable. But then the base is filled with this super fine shimmery glitter that kind of shifts between light pink and this almost yellow green. To be honest, I'm really not sure if this polish is meant to be opaque on its own because it's so sheer and light and it just has very fine glitter in it. I could see this looking really pretty layered over other polishes, maybe a light pink or a white, or if you wanted to try over a different base color to get a different look, I think it could end up looking really cool. I did 3 coats of this one on my nail just to see the coverage, and it was definitely still a little bit sheer, but I don't think this polish is intended to be opaque, and I kind of like it as is. In low lights, it really brings out the shifting shimmer in this polish, and it has this kind of, again, kind of opalescent look to it, and it shifts between the pink and the yellow green. I don't really think I have a polish like this one, so I'm excited to experiment with it, and like I said, I think it'll be cool layering it with other polishes. Next up is Citrus Got Real, which I love the name of. This is a pretty similar formula to the last polish, Can't Jet Enough, but instead this one shifts through shades of orange and yellow. When I was applying this one, I felt like it had a little bit more coverage than Can't Jet Enough. Maybe it was a slightly more pigmented base, but it did feel like this one had a little bit more opacity to it. But yeah, again, it's just that super fine shimmery glitter that shifts and looks really shimmery in low lights. Because this is an orange and I have very pink skin and very red hair, this does not look good on me. But I think this is a really gorgeous sunset yellowy orange. And I think it's gonna look really gorgeous on skin tones other than mine. Just given the fact that it looks like a really warm orangey yellow summer sunset, I think it's perfect for the season. So yeah, even though this isn't the right color for me, I think it's still a really pretty polish. Next up is Simply the Zest, which makes me think of that song and of Schitt's Creek. and it is a shimmering lime green polish. This formula kind of surprised me. In the bottle, I originally thought this one was a cream, but then when I applied it on the nail, I could see this like very faint, very fine shimmer throughout the polish. I was hoping that this one would be opaque after 2 coats, but I did have to apply a third. Not the biggest deal, especially because I'm not putting base or top coat with these, so I kind of would be applying 3 coats of nail polish anyway, at least, if this was a normal polish. But I did have to apply 3 coats for full opacity. This color isn't really for me. I'm not big on lime greens, even though I do love green usually. So it's not my favorite shade, but I still think the polish is really pretty. And again, if you like shades like this, then I think you will like this polish. Next up is Frond of You, which also surprised me in the formula. In the bottle, I thought it was a cream again, and it's really more of a crelly if you ask me. And if you don't know what a crelly is, it's a kind of mix between a cream and a jelly polish. So a jelly polish will always be sheer. You can build up the intensity of the color, but it will kind of always show your nail line through the polish. A cream, obviously, after however many coats, will be fully opaque. So when you have a crelly, it's kind of in between where you can build up the coverage and you can get more opacity, but it kind of starts out with a more sheer jelly-like finish. To me, this one is kind of a Kelly green, so I do kind of like this shade of green. It feels really nice for St. Patrick's Day, even though that's already passed. I also think it's a fun shade in that kind of transition period between spring and summer, because this is a little bit bright for spring, but with summer kind of coming around the corner, it feels really seasonal. When I was applying this polish, I did want to apply it until full opacity, so I put on 2 coats, and I still felt like I could see my nail line and it wasn't quite opaque, so I did a third and the coverage looked a lot better then. So depending on how you want to wear it, I would say 3 coats for full opacity. Maybe if you have shorter nails, you could get away with 2. And since I'm not applying top coat with these, I did want to mention that this one dried to a kind of semi-matte finish, which is not very uncommon for jellies and crellies in my experience. So it's not perfectly shiny, it's not perfectly matte, it's kind of in between. Obviously, you can apply a matte top coat or a glossy top coat if you want one or the other. And last in the collection is Serves You Right, which is the one I'm wearing now. This one was another shimmery pearlescent finish kind of polish. I think it's closest in formula to just Squidding, which was the light purple I first tried on. It does show brush strokes if you're not careful, just like the other pearlescent polish. I felt like this one was a little bit better than just Squidding, but maybe that was just my user error, I'm not sure. But yeah, this one, it has this kind of aqua tone to it, and it shifts to like a little bit of a green. Overall, really just like the pearlescent finish is what's really beautiful about it. I applied 2 coats, but it still looked a little bit sheer, so I would say this one is a 3-coater. But it still just looks really vibrant on. I really like wearing it. It feels very mermaid-like. So I definitely feel like this one is fun for summer. So there are all 6 polishes from the Island Hopping Collection. I think my favorites from this collection are Serves You Right, Can't Get Enough, and Just Squidding. But they're all really pretty, and I think a lot of these shades that didn't necessarily look good on me will look good on a lot of other people. So overall, a really fun collection for spring and summer. I was excited that Orly did something new, and I think their breathable line is great if you are not super a big fan of putting on base and top coat, if you want an easy manicure. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I also hope you don't mind too much me doing these swatch and review videos. I honestly really like doing them, and I like watching them, which I think is why I like making them so much. I just think it's helpful to see the nail polishes applied if you're interested in getting them. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what video you want to see next. Bye!